you ain't trying to get well, you're in the wrong place.
You're listening to Only the Best Herbs with Ryan Bolda. Welcome to Only the Best Herbs. I've had a lot going on in the past week, some family health issues, so I apologize for the delay. Gonna get right back on track though. Today, we're gonna go over some things. Got some stories here from the medical community, all natural medical community that I wanted to go over. And we got some other little things to talk about as far as our community, our Facebook community, which I highly encourage you to join our Facebook community. Search Only the Best Herbs on Facebook, and you will find our community of professionals. I am learning that a lot of people have gardens, a lot of people do this stuff. Like, this is a very well-established community. We got some really awesome guests coming up. Just in the last couple days, I've scheduled 5 or 6 people to be interviewed or to co-host this show, which is really cool, and I am really excited to do that. Before we get started, a word from our sponsors, Surgeons LLC. Why settle for less than what nature intended? Get all of the best herbs, ingredients, hemp extracts, and more. Whether it's for seeds, nutrients, hemp extracts, or glass pipes, we only carry the best. Check out our website, surgeonsolution.io, for more information on our products, our partnerships, what we got going on in the community, and how we're making a difference. Remember, if you ain't surgeon, you're not living. Give us a call, 586-246-5852. Retail and wholesale inquiries accepted, and we ship throughout the United States. And by the way, our sponsors are awesome. All of our sponsors are awesome. Looking to get some new sponsors as well. If you're interested in a pre-roll, mid-roll, post-roll, promotional spot, it'll be a good time to get involved. So one of the first topics we got right here is from Science Daily. In Science Daily, they are going into discussion about a Japanese herb. It has been linked to helping with irritable bowel syndrome and gut problems, and people who have digestive issues and stuff like that. So the name of this medicine is called Kampo, Kampo. It's a popular alternative Japanese medicine. Its origins can be traced back to China. Researchers suggest the famous 8th century Chinese monk responsible for introducing the commandments of Buddhism in Japan, and who also laid the foundation of traditional Japanese medicine in the country. His name is Jaizen Ganjin, and his works were believed to have been lost for generations. However, they have been rediscovered and brought to light by researchers in both Japan and China. Traditional Chinese medicine has been around forever, with a history of almost 3,000 years, which goes back to the Zhou dynasty. It has been incorporated into Chinese present medical system. The traditional practice involves the use of plants, animals, and minerals. It works on the principle of maintaining the delicate balance between yin and yang, the opposite but interconnected forces said to be at the core of all creation, to prevent diseases and maintain health. Originating in China, TCM is practiced widely today, including in Japan. And TCM, by the way, is traditional Chinese medicine. It has long been considered that it was introduced by a Japanese monk. And that's where I'm getting this information with the Buddhism and the yin and the yang and stuff like that, which is just really cool. So when he arrived in Japan, 1753, it is said that he had with him 36 kinds of herbal medicines, each with different pharmacological effects and recipes for different combinations to treat a variety of diseases. Along with his Buddhist teachings, imparted with his pharmacological and medical knowledge, influencing existing traditional Japanese medicine, that remains debated. However, researchers from Japan and China, led by Professor Tashikiko Matsuo of the Graduate School of Interdisciplinary Science and Engineering and Health Systems, Okayama University, has conducted an extensive review of available Chinese, Japanese, and English literature to shed light on this long-standing mystery. And this long-standing mystery is what they're talking about, these 36 herbal combinations or recipes or substances, basically. The team composed of Shahui Liu, former assistant professor in Okayama University, visiting research fellow Chai Matsuo, and senior assistant professor Takumi Abe, both from Okayama University. This article that they published in October of 2022 offers interesting insights on the life of the Jinzen as seen through the lens of the ethnopharmacological knowledge. On their trip to Japan, they gathered and brought with them things he found along the way, insignificant stalactites and zixu, traditional Chinese medicine component, while also bringing traditional ingredients from China, including musk, agarwood, snail, rosin, diptercarp, fragrant gall, benzoin, incense, Dutchman's pipe root. Man, there's just the list goes on and on. Sugar, sucrose, bushels, honey, sugarcane. In their article, these researchers, they reviewed the 36 herbal medicines and their therapeutic effects. Some local folklore suggests that they also had with them a book called the Jian Shengren, is the holy priest of the Jianzhen. It is a secret prescription which has been lost for centuries. And we're talking about, this guy from the 753. That's where we're talking about. I know I'm going back and forth between these researchers and this man, but this is how they're researching, and this article is flipping back and forth on me. So bear with me. However, there's this lost herbal prescription, right? Campo medicines are prescribed alongside Western medicine and modern drugs and is covered by reimbursement of the National Health Insurance. People in Japan can buy Campo medicines as over-the-counter drugs at pharmacies. This unique system in Japan has derived from a long history of systematic prescription of Campo medicines that had have an origin in the Jianzhen's prescription in the 8th century. And this man, Matsuo, one of the researchers, is very excited about that. He hopes to spread the use of Campo medicine beyond Japan. People in other countries also have a chance to use Campo medicines in combination with Western medicines, he explains. His inspiration in saying so is possibly Jian Zhen is one of the first people to bring Chinese traditional medicine to Japan. He is considered an ancestor of Campo medicine who molded Chinese traditional medicine to suit the needs of Japanese people. In the age of globalization, the journey of traditional medicine knowledge that took 11 years to reach Japan from China may be accomplishing something in less than 11 seconds with the click of a button. And I believe they're talking about selling Campo medicines online. And that is very, very similar to what we are trying to do. And I really like this idea because shedding light to stuff like this is very interesting. And people need to know more about Chinese traditional medicines because we have tons of stuff. We have Native American ancient medicines. We have Chinese traditional medicines. We have ancient, like Aztec ancient medicine. You know what I mean? We have so many ancient medicines that we probably don't utilize, or maybe they are utilized somehow and I'm unaware. But the fact that I don't hear about it enough is the issue. And I think Campo, for example, which I think people should be, and that's why I'm doing this segment, because this isn't something new. This has been around for a long time, and we are just now starting to integrate that back into our society. And people want that. People want the option to not have to be reliant on narcotics or man-made prescriptions. I mean, I know people who are going through immense amounts of pain right now just because they do not want man-made prescriptions. They don't want to be addicted. They don't want all the stipulations that come along with just trying to get a little bit of relief. If you are interested in learning more about Campo, we're going to have some more episodes about it. It's Chinese traditional medicines. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into that here in the coming months, but figured I would touch upon it a little bit before diving into it, because there's a lot of layers and there's a lot of history to it, and there's a lot of herbs that probably nobody has heard of. I'm looking at the list right now, and I can say I probably haven't heard of at least 50 or 60% of them so far, at least the ones that I've looked at. So, yeah. Moving on. Next, we got talk about peppermint a little bit. It is the holidays and all, right? It's Christmas. Some facts about peppermint people didn't know. Peppermint is widely used as a medicinal herb from natural medicines. I believe it's naturalmedicines.therapeuticresearch.com. It's more than a festive treat. We all indulge a little bit during the holidays. While sugary treats aren't exactly healthy, common ingredients in holiday candies and desserts do have some potential health benefits to celebrate. Here are some fun facts. It doesn't take long to run into a candy cane nowadays. So we can't talk about sugary treats without bringing up peppermint. Peppermint oil have a variety of effects on the body, including antibacterial and anti-inflammatory effects. Oral, inhaled, and topical peppermint all have a history of medicinal use. Clinical data shows that taking peppermint oil by mouth reduces stomach pain, bloating, gas, bowel movements in people with irritable bowel syndrome. It's conditionally recommended by the American College of Gastroenterology for reducing IBS symptoms. Clinical research also shows that inhaling peppermint or taking it by mouth reduces nausea and vomiting following chemotherapy treatments. Topical peppermint seems to reduce cracked skin and pain from breastfeeding. It also relieves tension from headaches. That's peppermint. Just a couple fun facts. Next, we got cinnamon. Cinnamon is fairly synonymous with the holidays as well. It's used in everything from candies to flavored lattes and festive cookies. There are several varieties of cinnamon. But there's been a lot of interest in using cassia cinnamon, specifically for diabetes over the years. Some clinical research shows that taking cassia cinnamon, and that is CASSIA, cassia cinnamon, helps control blood sugar in people with type 2 diabetes. But the overall evidence remains conflicting. Lastly, we got a couple that are sure to be in here: ginger and nutmeg. Ginger seems to help with menstrual cramps, osteoarthritis pain, nausea, and vomiting during pregnancy. As for nutmeg, there's an interest in using it for diarrhea and cavities for kids, but there's no good scientific evidence to support its use for any condition. Nutmeg, right. While it's fun to talk about the potential benefits of holiday treats and candies, we remind patients or customers that the reported clinical benefits from these ingredients are typically seen from standardized extracts. For example, pharmaceutical grade peppermint oil is typically standardized to contain at least 44% menthol. It might benefit IBS symptoms when taken in capsule form, opposed to a candy cane, obviously. Some fun facts for the holiday. So, maybe not as a candy, but if you guys find some other ways to incorporate, we got peppermint, cinnamon, nutmeg, and ginger. Find a way to incorporate that into some healthy treats or into some healthy food options. You can get the medicinal properties from these herbs. So, in other news, I did want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. You'll probably hear me say it at least one more time, but it's around these times where you really need to be thankful for what you have, thankful for family, thankful for your health, thankful for all the happiness you have in your life, because you never know. One day could change the course of your whole life. So just make sure that you appreciate, your parents, your son or daughter, your grandparents, your aunts and uncles. The holidays are definitely time to reflect on that and spend time with them. And a lot of people, they just wait until the holidays to see their family. Like, that is the only time they see their family. And there's probably good reason for that, but it is the holidays. And the best gift you could give is pointing someone in the all-natural direction. Going that direction can add years onto your life. So if you care about your family, start educating them, bring them to our community, tell them what we're all about, tell them that we're here to help and what we're building. This is going to be awesome, and I'm just ecstatic with how all the participation we're getting in the community, and I'm ready. I think I'm ready to keep going and doing this. We got some really awesome guests lined up, and we'll leave it at that. We're gonna get into the next segment, which is my favorite segment, and I have been slacking on this one. I have been going back and forth in my head, thinking if I should do this or continue the story or not. And I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going because I would like to get to where we're at today, or whenever I catch up. I would like to be able to talk about more current things than the past. But like I said, it's very important for you to understand how we got to this point. And that is my whole reason for doing this. That's it. Before we get into that, though, I would like to invite any listener to a Facebook group. It's called Spore, SPORE space ZE space world. Spore Z World. And it is a awesome community of mushroom cultivators, mycologists, enthusiasts. I would say that's probably one of my newer homes in terms of like a mycology community or a mushroom community. So I would invite everyone to go there. I'm hosting a giveaway in which we're giving away nutrients, cannabis genetics, mushroom genetics, hemp extracts, glass pipes, and some few other miscellaneous. You'll get some stickers, but I mean this giveaway is probably gonna. I mean, it's a few $100s worth of product. Like it is going to be a legendary giveaway package. So be sure to join the giveaway. You'll see the rules on that. We got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 people all together who have donated. Maybe 7, if I'm counting correctly, but 6 or 7 generous people who are getting in on the Christmas spirit. So one more time, Spore Z World. And now we're going to hop back into the story. All right, so where was I? So I was going to start drawing like a map out, basically. I was going to try to like map this out, but I think you guys get the idea. And I'm not trying to beat a dead horse over it. But basically, just a quick recap. I meet Model. Model brings me to Party. Party, I meet artists or not artists. I meet people, business owners, and the manager of artists, I suppose. And then there's the person I'm working with, the independent film producer, and his artist. I'm working with them as they're traveling around the world shooting video. And then we got an Instagram influencer with her artist, whom we're working with on Hemp for Humanity, which was supposed to be an online giveaway where we raised money for needy families. As a result of the combination of things happening and people paying attention to what's going on with us and what's going on, it connects dots, right? So we get kind of screwed out of doing the Hemp for Humanity, which was just been put off, and we're planning on doing it, but we just need more cooperation. And we're hoping to get that from doing this podcast, and we're well on our way to getting that organized. Wanting to do it more in person, like I have mentioned or alluded to before. From my perspective, I just block everybody. I'm annoyed. I feel like I'm being targeted. My business is being targeted. What do? I change the Instagram to my personal account because I did all the video on it anyways. I block those people because I don't want them knowing what's going on. And then what else do I do? And then I make another Instagram, which I get back to like up until a few months ago. I get back to that and still haven't put a bunch of effort into it yet, but we're starting to get it going again. And I end up falling back to Facebook. Facebook is, I would say, where I'm most active at personally. And I just I start thinking, I have to focus on my own community because I was very reliant on other people's community, and that's why we're building this right now. So, how I started doing this in the first place is I started joining communities, and something that had really interested me was mushroom medicine. And I'm like, you know what? If I were to join any community, I feel like I would belong there in a mushroom community opposed to a cannabis community. Because cannabis community, there's just like money hungry people, like just like I have never seen in my life, corrupt stuff. And it's not it was a little bit disheartening, but I think my heart has hardened to it now. So I joined some mushroom communities. I'm mushrooming it up, learning as much as I can. Mushroom medicine is something that has recently become decriminalized here in Michigan, in Ann Arbor. In Ann Arbor, psilocybin has been decriminalized. I wouldn't call it legal, but it has been decriminalized, and it's something that I wanted to get into as well. And hemp products help people, I would say, more on a physical level. And then we got mushrooms, right? And I'm not even talking about just psilocybin mushrooms, because I've found great genetics from the group as well for gourmets, talking like oyster mushrooms, lion's mane, stuff like that. And I started making some friends, I suppose. Not many. Two specifically, I would say that I really thought I was connecting with at the time. Again, I'm not going to be naming anybody because these people don't even have real names as their primary account, so it's like, pointless to even name them anyway. But if you've been paying attention, or if you're like in the community, or if you just know what's going on, then yeah, I guess you're gonna have a better idea of what I'm talking about, or at least a lot more context than I will probably provide in this podcast. But started talking with two people. One person invited me to a group, which I ended up really liking, and I've stayed there, and aside for a brief moment of 2 weeks where I was really annoyed and left for a couple weeks, but came back and started absorbing information, seeing kind of what was going on in that group, seeing how they were connected to other groups, just kind of trying to figure out what was going on, because I have more plans to get into that community in the future. So I wanted to start making some quote unquote friends, but I'm starting to learn there's like not really such thing as a friend in these communities or business in general, And the other person, I was talking to, and we kind of came up with a plan to start a community of our own. And that's kind of where I think I'm going to have to stop, because this is another interesting story, and I thought it would be interesting to tell. And it'll help catch people up to where we're at now, and how Only the Best Herbs was created, because a lot of people in the mushroom community have joined this community. So it is definitely important. Season 3 is coming up. I have some awesome guests lined up, like I had mentioned. Stay tuned for that. 2024 is going to be a big year for this podcast, and we're going to really take off. We're going to do some more live things, short live things, You'll see that in our community, and you will also see that here and there on YouTube, or like clips of it on Facebook, I guess. Stay on the ride with us. It's only going to get better. We got a lot of information to cover. We got a lot of people to talk to, and I'm excited, and A word from one of our sponsors, Ruga Monteto. They supply quality, first-generation bred Canna genetics. Reach out to us here at Surgeons. We supply all of Ruga Monteto's up-to-date strains, including strains mixed with runts, cookies, grape stomper, Josh D, Kush, and more. If you're looking for unique, exotic, carefully created cannabis strains, Surgeons is the place to be. Visit our website, surgeonsolution.io, where you'll find only the best. Until next time, this is Ryan Bolda with Only the Best Herbs, and you'll talk to me soon. Think you have what it takes to be only the best? Send us an email, operations@surgeonsolutions.org.